Hi, T. Carlson here, and Arrow Video is at it again, this time giving us one of the great underrated fantasy films of the 1980s on Blu-ray disc. The movie we're looking at today is Legend, directed by Ridley Scott and starring Tom Cruise. I'm going to unbox this release, share my opinion, and let you know if I recommend it or not. Nice close-up there of our main characters. Here's our spine. Back cover's got a description of the film and everything else. Inside the package here we have disc 1, which has the US theatrical cut of Legend, and then disc 2, which has the Ridley Scott director's cut of the film. On this side we have an ad for Arrow's streaming services. On this side there's an ad for something called Il Grande Racket. I have no idea what that is. I'll reverse the art so you can see what this looks like when we flip it. Here is the reversed art. That actually looks very nice too. And I'll read the description of the film as follows. A world full of magic, wonder, and desire. After changing the face of science fiction cinema forever with Alien and Blade Runner, director Ridley Scott turned his visionary eye to the fantasy genre, teaming with writer William Hurtzberg to create a breathtaking cinematic fairy tale with one of the screen's most astonishingly rendered depictions of evil. In an idyllic, sun-dappled forest, the pure-hearted Jack takes his true love, Princess Lily, to see a pair of unicorns frolicking at the forest's edge. Little do they know, however, that the Lord of Darkness has dispatched his minions to conquer the unicorns and sever their horns so they may plunge the world into everlasting night. After Lily and the unicorns are taken prisoner, Jack must team with a group of forest creatures and descend into Darkness' subterranean lair to face off against the devilish creature before it's too late. Despite a troubled production in which the elaborate full-size forest was accidentally incinerated and a lengthy post-production that resulted in multiple versions of the film, with competing musical scores by Jerry Goldsmith and Tangerine Dream, Legend has since been restored to Scott's original cut and embraced by a generation of film fans eager to see a master director's unique vision of a world beyond our imagination. So as you can see, there was a lot of drama that went into making Legend. However, the set pieces look very good, and the performances from everyone who participated in this production are fantastic. I mean, it's kind of crazy to see that, Tom Cruise played this role as a fantasy guy out in the forest, and a year later he was in Top Gun, which would become the defining role of his career, even though it was a complete 180 from what he did in this film. Top Gun, of course, was directed by Tony Scott, brother of Ridley Scott, who directed this film. Supporting cast also includes the likes of Mia Sara as the princess, Tim Curry as our main villain. That guy plays just about everything great. And then we even have Alice Playton doing some of the voices in the film. Alice Playton, of course, would later forever be known to 90s kids for voicing BB Bluff on Doug on Nickelodeon. Anyone watch that show back in the day? This movie is a lot of fun to go back and revisit. And this is another one of those I admittedly had not seen prior to picking up this disc, but I am glad that I added it to my collection. Ridley Scott is one of the most diverse, interesting, and talented filmmakers there is. I mean, the guy's done everything from sci-fi stuff like Alien and Blade Runner to older ancient world type stuff with Gladiator and The Last Duel, and I mean more recently he's even tried his hands at some historical drama of the last half century or so with House of Gucci. I mean, this guy has directed a little bit of everything, and I admire the guy for it. So it was really interesting to go back and see his take on the fantasy genre. Legend, I'm happy to say, does look very good on this Blu-ray disc release. There are a lot of interesting environments to be had in this film, including gorgeous, beautiful forests, dark winter environments, and of course, castle dungeon walls. It all translates pretty well to this disc. I do think it could look a little better if Arrow put this one on 4K, which I'm almost certain they will do eventually. And if they do when I get my hands on that disc, I'll certainly give my 2 cents there. Again, we get 2 discs, one with the theatrical version, one with the director's cut. And both have their share of bonus features, including some pretty interesting interviews and retrospective pieces alike. If you are a fan of the film, I think you will be pleased with what you see here, and it is all certainly worth watching. Any fan of Legend, I think, will be happy with what Arrow has presented here, although it does make me wonder if we'll get a 4K release of the movie eventually. If you can find this one for a decent price, by all means pick it up. Are you a fan of Legend? Where would you put this one in the filmography of Ridley Scott? Would you rank it near the top, near the bottom, somewhere in the middle? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos, and be sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.